welcome back to Jay's Retro Toys and Games, and this is another great one where the golden age of gaming lives on. In this episode, the spotlight shines on one of the most ambitious consoles ever created, the Sony PlayStation 3. Released in 2006, the PS3 represented a daring leap into the future of gaming and entertainment. It was more than just a console, it was a technological statement, a multimedia powerhouse, and a bold experiment that would shape the next generation of gaming. This documentary dives deep into the story of the PS3, from its conception and challenges to its triumphs and lasting legacy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification button to keep up with new episodes. Jay's Retro Toys and Games starts right now with episode 96. It's the Sony PlayStation 3. Right now, let's go! Welcome back to Jay's Retro Toys and Games. I'm your host, Jason Icanio. Episode 96 is ready on this Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. And we're getting close to the end of the month, the first month of the new year. So far, we've looked at some fantastic consoles. The console wars continues on up until that point where we will plateau off, because anything less than 10 years old is not classified as a retro console. But this one is, and we're going to be talking about it right now. It's the Sony PlayStation 3. But before the PlayStation 3, Sony had already conquered the gaming world with the PlayStation 2, released in 2000, and the PS2 became the best-selling console of all time, boasting a massive library of games and DVD playback that made it a household staple. As the PS2 era matured, Sony began planning its successor. The company's vision was clear: to create a console that would not only surpass its predecessor, but also redefine what gaming could be. And the PlayStation 3 would need to be powerful, versatile, and future-proof. A system that could handle the demands of high-definition gaming and multimedia entertainment. Development of the PlayStation 3 began in the early 2000s, with Sony collaborating with IBM and Toshiba to create the revolutionary Cell Broadband Engine. This processor was designed to deliver unprecedented performance, capable of handling complex physics, AI, and graphics simultaneously. The PS3 also introduced the RSX, that's the reality synthesizer, the GPU, developed by NVIDIA, which brought cinematic visuals to life. Sony's decision to include a Blu-ray drive was equally groundbreaking, offering massive storage capacity for games and movies, and this move also helped Blu-ray win the format war against HD DVD, cementing its place as the new standard for high-definition media. When Sony unveiled the PlayStation 3 at E3 2005, the gaming world was stunned. The console's sleek, futuristic design and promises of unparalleled power generated enormous excitement. Demos showcased lifelike graphics and advanced physics that seemed years ahead of their time. However, the announcement also raised eyebrows due to the console's complexity and rumored high price. Still, anticipation was sky high, and fans eagerly awaited the next chapter in PlayStation history. The PlayStation 3 launched in November of 2006 in Japan and North America, so this year will mark its 20th year in November, followed by Europe in 2007. And despite the hype, the launch was rocky. The $599 price tag for the 60GB model was steep, and early shortages frustrated eager fans. Some criticized the console's limited launch lineup, though titles like Resistance, Fall of Man, and Motorstorm showcased its potential. Sony's decision to include backward compatibility with PS2 games and built-in Wi-Fi helped soften the blow, but the company faced stiff competition from Microsoft's Xbox 360 and Nintendo's Wii. The early years were a test of endurance, both for Sony and its loyal fan base. One of the PS3's most transformative features was the PlayStation Network, or the PSN. For the first time, Sony offered a unified online platform for multiplayer gaming, digital downloads, and media streaming. The PlayStation Store allowed players to purchase games, demos, and movies directly from their console. And while the introduction of PlayStation Home created a virtual social space for gamers worldwide, later the PlayStation Plus subscription service added free monthly games, cloud saves, and exclusive discounts, setting the foundation for the digital ecosystems that define modern gaming. The PS3 became home to some of the most iconic games ever made. Sony's first-party studios delivered unforgettable experiences that pushed the boundaries of storytelling and technology. Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, introduced cinematic adventure gameplay. Little Big Planet encouraged creativity and community sharing. And The Last of Us redefined emotional storytelling in games. Other exclusives like Killzone 2, Infamous, Gran Turismo 5, and God of War 3 showcased the console's technical prowess. These titles not only defined the PS3 era, but also solidified Sony's reputation for delivering high-quality, narrative-driven experiences. And by 2009, Sony had learned from its early missteps. The release of the PS3 Slim marked a turning point, smaller, quieter, and more energy efficient. The Slim model came with a lower price tag that made it more accessible to gamers. Sales surged, and the PS3 began to close the gap with its competitors. Sony continued to refine the system with firmware updates, new features, and a growing library of games. By the time the PS3 Super Slim arrived in 2012, the console had fully recovered from its rocky start and was firmly established as a major player in the gaming world. In 2011, the PlayStation Network suffered a massive security breach that forced Sony to take the service offline for several weeks. The incident affected millions of users and damaged the company's reputation. However, Sony's response demonstrated its commitment to its community. The company rebuilt PSN with stronger security measures and offered free games and services as part of the Welcome Back program. This event became a defining moment in Sony's history, showcasing its ability to recover and rebuild trust with its players. Beyond gaming, the PS3 was a pioneer in multimedia entertainment. It served as a Blu-ray player, music hub, and streaming device, supporting services like Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube. The console's ability to handle multiple forms of media made it a centerpiece of the modern living room. And for many households, the PS3 was their first introduction to high-definition movies and digital streaming, bridging the gap between gaming and home entertainment. By the end of its life cycle, the PlayStation 3 had sold over 87 million units worldwide, and it overcame early challenges to become one of the most influential consoles in history. Its innovations in hardware, online connectivity, and multimedia integration paved the way for the PlayStation 4 and beyond. The PS3's emphasis on cinematic storytelling and immersive experiences reshaped the gaming industry, inspiring developers to push creative and technical boundaries. Sony PlayStation 3 stands as a symbol of ambition, resilience, and innovation. It was a console that dared to dream big, stumbled, and then rose to greatness. From its groundbreaking technology to its unforgettable games, the PS3 left an indelible mark on gaming culture. For collectors and enthusiasts at Jay's Retro Toys and Games, it remains a cherished piece of history, a reminder of an era when gaming evolved into something truly extraordinary. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button to keep up with new episodes from Jay's Retro Toys and Games, where the past of gaming continues to inspire the future. We'll see you the next time for a look at another console on episode 97 as the numbers keep going up. Next week, we delve into another look at console wars, and boy, I think we're getting close to that Wii. Probably be the next episode. You'll just have to stay tuned. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday next week. Bye for now.